It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Giovanni, y'all, host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Y'all, today we are going to be talking about Podcast Summit 2023. It was in Miami, Florida. While we talking about those Podcast Summit 2023 highlights, shouting out some of my podcasting family, giving us that one word that they like. That comes to mind when they think of food. That one word that comes to mind when they think of food. I'm going to be eating my spring rolls. If you can see my spring rolls. There we go. Carrots, cucumber, lettuce, avocado. It's the avocado spring rolls. And then they got some sweet Thai chili sauce that comes with it. So shout out to Fresh Grocery Store with this go-to. It's the yummy avocado roll. But y'all, speaking of yummy avocado roll, I want y'all to see this first restaurant that I checked out. Uber Eats, of course. So shout out to Uber Eats. They're more than likely going to be sponsoring some episodes as I continue to build and level up. But y'all, this JD's Crunch Wrap and Bodega potatoes, check it out. Okay, y'all. JD's. Can you see it? Big Macs. Plant-based. Crunch Wrap. Gluten-free. So good. Comes with the blue corn tortilla chips and queso. And I also ordered a side of the bodega fries. Potatoes. Sorry, I said fries, but bodega potato. That is so good. JD's, if you ever in Miami, you gotta pull up. Y'all, so JD's was hitting, and it was the first day that I got to Miami, and I was just like, yo, y'all saw my cousin back there. Shout out to August Allure Aesthetics. You're gonna see a clip from her. My cousin, Takesha Ford. Y'all. JD's was hitting. Hitting. Yo, welcome all shoot. So y'all, Miami 2023 Podcast Summit. I hadn't even had a podcast yet. Again, host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Tomorrow, episode 43 drops tomorrow. Episode 43 drops tomorrow. Make sure, if you like to listen to your podcast on a podcast distribution platform like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, make sure you're following Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. Check out the episode and go ahead and drop me a rating. Drop me a rating. Hopefully a good one. Oh, shoot. They are so refreshing, y'all. It is day 107 on my high raw journey. I mean, the only thing that's been applied to some heat would have to be like my granola that is made out of like chia seeds. I'm ready to try to get my protein, minerals and stuff, but it's made with like organic oats and chia seeds. So that's the only thing that has been applied some type of heat. Everything else has just been high raw fruits and vegetables. So good. Cucumbers, carrots, avocado, green lettuce, and a rice roll. So good. But y'all, I asked my podcasting family at the Podcast Summit 2023 They came to my Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives networking dinner. I had Chef Maul pull up, Celebrity Chef Maul, plant-based celebrity. He's cooked for like Rick Ross. He came up from Fort Lauderdale area. He came to the hotel and he just made us a busting plant-based meal, man. It was an empowered plate for sure for all the empowered lives that was in the room, either already started their podcast or getting ready to start their podcast. And at this time, I had not started my podcast. So I'll shoot. No, I had not started my podcast yet. I actually didn't launch my podcast until September of 2023. And the podcast summit was in July of 2023. So speaking of my podcast, y'all, if you're not watching this on YouTube right now and you're on Facebook, make sure you slide to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, check out the podcast playlist. The podcast playlist, all of the video versions of the podcast is housed there. 42 episodes to date have been dropped. Tomorrow, episode 43 drops, and it's going to be an awesome one with Mr. High Life Film. So I'm excited about seeing him at the podcast summit, but that is going to be an absolute amazing episode. So Chef Maul eats Celebrity Chef. He had like the chicken fried mushrooms, the wild rice, the macaroni and cheese. Oh my God. And then I forgot the vegetable he had, but it was so freaking good. Check out Instagram. I have my highlights on the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives profile on Instagram. But when I tell you that thing was so good, woo, that thing was so good. And we had a little left over. So, I had that thing for breakfast before I went back down for the podcast summit. When did you realize you wanted to have your own podcast? Oh my goodness. So I had just started Four Vibrations. That's my wellness business, where I help those with endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, navigate their journey to healthy habits and lifestyle changes in order to reduce their symptoms and empower them to live vibrant lives and improve the quality of life that they had. So I used my M to the third degree healing empowerment formula, mindset, mindful eating, and movement. And people were like, well, you need to start a podcast so people will know a little bit more about your business and they'll know a little bit more about you. So to bring people to your business and they'll get to know you. And I was like, okay, I never thought about that. I didn't know that's what people do. I didn't know people started podcasts to bring people to the business front. So I was like, okay, I can consider that. And I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? Who am I going to talk to? And so I was like, so many people have different journeys when it comes to endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome, adenomyosis, fibroids. Like a lot of people, their stories, their journeys don't look alike. So I was like, you know what? I want to talk to them. I want to see what their journey of strength looks like, where they started, where they are now, how they've improved their life, what lessons did they learn, what did they go through. So it's like, I want to talk to them. I want to talk to my target audience. I want to get to know them better. And I want to learn. And so I have really just been learning a lot from so many different people on the podcast about their fibroids or their adenomyosis or about their endometriosis, how it causes lung collapses because it's a whole body thing, how it goes into the brain, causes brain fog. It's just like I've learned so many things about people's journeys of strength with their health. And then even outside of that, people with fibromyalgia, thyroid conditions, acid reflux. There was a chef that was on that had acid reflux and he healed himself on a plant-based diet of acid reflux. So it's just the juice doc, him getting heavy metals out of his system by, only eating fruits and vegetables, juicing a lot, and people's fibroid shrinking. Like it's just been an amazing journey thus far. And I've just absolutely loved learning so much about it while also promoting myself and my brand, just letting people know who I am, what I do, who I'm here to help, who I'm here to empower. And I'm just excited about it. So that was an awesome question. Oh, shoot. So thank you. I realized I needed it to allow people to know more about my business. But more importantly, I realized that I wanted to keep learning more about my own self and my own journey, empowering myself. So then that way I can be able to empower other people and see if they can get help too. You are welcome. You are very welcome. Thank you for asking the question. And thank you for vibing with me. Oh, shoot. So, y'all, here we go. Speaking of those podcasters, what I want y'all to do is if they shout out their podcast, make sure you go check out their podcast and show them some love. All right. So, first up, we got the Dirty Bad Podcast.
What's up? First of all, shout out to Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast, putting on for the people and saving souls out here. One word to describe food for me, escapism. No matter what I got going on in life, a good meal in my body makes me forget all of my problems. So I'm Cookie, host of the Dirty Bag podcast. You can find me on Spotify, Apple. You can find me on YouTube if you need the audio and the visual. And get me on Instagram. You have a good day.
What's good, Empowered Plates and Empowered Lives? Thank you so much for an amazing meal tonight. What food means to me is nourishment. I've been vegan for 3.5 years, and I just need the food to help me feel better, and it's done just that. Go follow the Adoption Journey podcast at YouTube, Instagram, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, everywhere. Go follow. And again, thank you, my D9 sister.
Y'all, so that was the Dirty Bad Podcast, followed by the Adoption Journey. Man, that is such an interesting concept to a podcast. So check out the Adoption Journey. They're actually about to have an event. It was sold out. I saw that the other day, and I was just so excited for her. And just seeing so many adoptees like sharing their story, talking about their journey, and then seeing them figuring out whether or not they've ever met their biological family. And so awesome podcast. Again, y'all check some of my podcasting family out. And while we're at it, what's your one word? What is your one word that comes to mind when you think about food? Make sure you drop that in the comments. All right. Here we go with the Medium Ghetto Podcast.
Welcome, Empowered Plates, Empowered Live. My name is Jamar from the Medium Ghetto Podcast. Check us out. I want to say thank you for this delicious food. One word to describe it is heavenly, because listen, good food puts you in the state of heaven for a really long time. Makes your day a lot more special. Makes everything a lot more easier. You don't snap on nobody. But with that, check me up at the Medium Ghetto Podcast at Medium Ghetto, and also at Lost in the Sauce. Come check out some hot sauce. Peace out.
So, y'all, what was funny about it was he forgot to bring his hot sauce to the dinner. And he was like, oh, this would have been good to push my product at this dinner. And y'all taste this hot sauce on this amazing plant-based food. So if you like hot sauce, definitely go find him, get lost in the sauce. But most importantly, check out the Medium Ghetto Podcast. The Medium Ghetto Podcast. But then we had Mama Yoga pull up with Mind, Body, and Wellness Podcast. I hope y'all eating. But make sure y'all tell me about that one word.
Peace and love, everybody. It's Samut of the Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance podcast and the Magical Mother Mama Yoga Wellness brands. I want to salute Empowered Plates and Empowered Lives for the opportunity to share with you my one word that identifies food for me. And that word is tradition. We as melanated people hold our food close to our heart, but we must increase the healthy, vibrancy, and nourishing aspect of our food traditions so that we can live strong and vital into the 21st century. Go and follow my podcast, Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance, on all podcast platforms and my social media on mamayogawellness.com. See you soon. Peace.
Mind, Body, Energy, and Wellness. Y'all, Mama Yoga has been on it. Okay? Has been on it. I call her Mama Yoga, also known as Samut. But y'all, an amazing way. I don't know if y'all agree with her or not with her one word, but I absolutely love food. I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all put in the chat. But then we got Sakudini. I think she's out there in Bermuda. I believe that Sakudini is out in Bermuda. But here she go with the Black Excellence Podcast.
What's good, Empowered Plates and Empowered Lives? Said it right. My name is Sakudini, and I'm on a journey from unforgettable. And a word that, what is it?
Describes food for you.
A word that describes food for me is, I don't know. Let's say joy. Because you generally, if you're eating the right food, you generally enjoy it. So it makes you feel better. It makes you feel happy. It nourishes you. So I would say joy. And you can find me at the SR Black Excellence Club podcast. No, that's not it. At SR Black Excellence Club, I do have a podcast where I speak to melanated individuals doing great things. Again, my name is Skudini, Black Excellence Club podcast.
Y'all, speaking of Black Excellence, Black Print Black Print CA, you see her with me on Herbal Tea Thursday for our wellness brand. But her podcast is called Voices and Vibes. Y'all check out Shireen.
What up, Empowered Plates and Empowered Lives? This is Shireen Simon from blackprint.com, blackprint.ca, and Voices and Vibes. First of all, thank you for the great meal. Let me talk about, they said one word. I'm going to give you 3 words. First word is love, because only the best food is made with love, right? The next one is community, because that's what we do. We cook and we bring each other together. And shit, I forgot the 3rd word. So who cares? Go follow me, and we'll talk soon.
Y'all, you see, Shireen don't miss a beat. She does not. But y'all, check out Truly though.
Do I press it once? Okay, cool. Before I go any further, I want to shout out Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives. And I'm Truly. Instagram Truly 2 times. And my one word for food would be addictive. I'm convinced that I like food, and when I don't like food, I still have to eat it. And I think that's the definition of addiction. And I don't know what else to say other than, if food is your addiction, have the right food to be addicted to. Truly.
So y'all know we on the Nourish and Flourish Vibes Mukbang, right? So the Nourish and Flourish Vibes Mukbang is a segment of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast, where every Tuesday I come before you eating some delicious food or exploring a new meal that is nourishing for me in order to go out here and flourish. So it's the #1 mukbang on the planet for healthy eating and healthy living. All right, I'm done with my yummy avocado spring roll. I'm done with my yummy avocado spring roll and add the sweet Thai chili sauce on it. But I'm just coming to check in. Here we go. Vitality. Let's go with the vitality vibes. Oh, shoot. Your one word to describe food is vitality. I absolutely love it. Tell me why. Why do you believe vitality is your one word to describe food? Why did that come to mind for you? I absolutely love that. I love vitality. Yeah, we're going to hear from Makita Benjamin, and then we're going to ride it on out with my cousin with August Allure Aesthetics. And I'm going to hit you with one more meal I had in Miami, just in case you want to try some plant-based meals, or you in the hotel and you wanted to come to you. Shout out to Uber Eats with the convenience. But here we go with Makita.
What's up, Empowered Place, Empowered Live? This is Makita Benjamin coming at you. And one word that I think of when I think of food is nourishment. And that's how it should be. It should be for us to nurture our body by utilizing food. It can be delicious food, but it should be nourishing as well. So that's what I think about. And thank you, Empowered Plates, Empowered Live, for this opportunity and also for feeding us some delicious vegan food tonight. Thank you.
Shout out again to Chef Maul. That's Maul Eats 954, celebrity chef Maul, who came through and just made the whole night so special. Like, I was just so excited. It was my first time ever hosting a networking event, let alone it was all of our first time at the podcast summit. So shout out to David Shands with the podcast summit. Last year was the first one. This year in Atlanta. This week is going to be Podcast Summit 2024. So last year was in Miami. This year it is in Atlanta. And so hopefully I see my podcast family again. But y'all, the networking vibes were absolutely amazing. We exchanged contact information. We talked about what our podcast was going to be about, or what our podcast was already about, because some people had already started. And we were just really getting excited about the fact that we were amplifying our voices and we were leaving our own legacy by just holding conversation and spaces on things that we actually believe were truly important to talk about. And so I am just absolutely glad that I was able to even do that. I didn't even know what it was going to be like, but I was like, let's just do it and see how it goes. And it just kind of flowed, and the food was amazing. The chef was good. I actually did a whole episode recording live with Chef Ma Eats the next day. He came back to the conference, and I was able to record that. You'll see that on, I think it's episode 4 of the podcast. Again, the podcast is the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast. You're now tuned in to the Nourish and Flourish Vibes Mukbang segment of the podcast. Let's check in with the last guest on her one word for food. And I'm going to give you that one last recommendation. One more food review from Love Life Cafe and this burger.
Thank you so much, Empowered Plates and Empowered Lives. The food was amazing, and if I could describe food in one word, I would describe it with the word divine. I appreciate you putting this nutrients into my body. I am Keisha Ford from August Allure Aesthetics, and I truly believe that everything we put in our body comes out in the largest organ that we have, which is our skin. Y'all stay beautiful and stay mindful.
Yeah, y'all saw my cousin? Did you see? The Fords took over Miami at the podcast summit. Man, y'all, if you don't remember, my cousin was on another episode of Nourish and Flourish Vibes with my other cousin, and we were talking entrepreneurship, and we were eating us a good plant-based meal. And it was a great conversation about entrepreneurship and growth. So if you want to check it out, again, it's on the Nourish and Flourish Vibes Mukbang playlist here on the 4 Vibrations YouTube channel. All right, so All Shoot said her word was vitality. It's essential for living and provides with the nutrients needed to nourish and flourish. Nourish and flourish. Vibes. Yeah, I need to get me another track. I need to get me a track for Nourish and Flourish. Nourish and flourish. Nourish and flourish. Nourish and flourish vibes. So check out this last restaurant, y'all, in Miami for the plant-based eats in the streets. It was a burger from Love Life Cafe. Check it out. All right, y'all. So here in Miami, Podcast Summit 2023 lunch break. I got Love Life Cafe in Wynwood. I went with the burger because it was rated number 1. The potatoes are cooked perfectly, nicely seasoned. Now let's go in for the burger. Everything is gluten-free, soy-free options. And this is the superfood patty. It's good and flavorful. Yeah, I'm over here just grinning because that thing looks so good. 107 days without any cooked foods, except for my granola. Like I said, I get my chia seeds, my nutrients, some of my protein with the oats too, from my granola. But other than that, high raw vibes. But that burger was so freaking good. I don't know about you, but I love me a good plant-based burger, man. I love me a good plant-based burger. And that was the first time I had a crunch wrap. So that crunch wrap from JD's was smacking too. in Miami. And you know how it goes with the Uber Eats. Again, shout outs to Uber Eats and your Uber Eats service drivers, because y'all are just amazing. And I appreciate you all dropping off our food safely and providing a good quality service. So shout out to Uber Eats, who's not sponsoring, but you do get love on the Nourish and Flourish Vibes Mukbang. So y'all, I'll leave tomorrow for Atlanta Podcast Summit 2024. 2024. And I'm excited. And I know for a fact, if you saw my mukbang a couple of weeks ago, last month, when I was in Atlanta for a work trip, I had some good plant-based food while I was on my raw journey. And so I'm probably going to run it right back. So stay tuned to all my channels, Forward Vibrations, _vibrations on Instagram, Forward Vibrations on TikTok. But most importantly, just make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. That's where you're going to get all the news you can use. Make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss a video, you never miss a podcast episode, and you never miss a live. Stay in the know. Stay in the know so you can keep on vibing with me. I appreciate you. 107 days. It ain't easy because the friends be calling me. The friends be calling me. They speak my whole name sometimes. So the discipline is real. But I have absolutely been enjoying the journey. I enjoy the vibrancy. I'm enjoying how my body is feeling. My period this month was amazing, like absolutely amazing. Hardly any cramps at all, not even as heavy. And I heard like the more you're on a raw journey, the lighter your period gets, as well as how long it lasts. And I'm starting to see those changes and shifts. So I'm absolutely enjoying the journey, embracing it. I don't know when it's going to end, but I'm excited about my body getting the opportunity to not have to digest food as it would have if I was eating a lot of cooked foods and other foods. So I absolutely have been enjoying it. I'll probably take another day, another episode to really just talk a little bit more about my journey as I continue with the changes that I've experienced. And the more people I talk to, it's really in the plant-based foods, because there's so many hormones and chemicals and things that are in meat, and the way that dairy approaches the body, it just causes more problems than it does providing us with solutions with some of the foods that we're eating. So speaking of foods, make sure you have your anti-inflammatory guide. Inflammation is the root cause of a lot of chronic conditions and diseases that happen in the body. So I really want you to make sure you get that anti-inflammatory guide. The link is in the description of this video. It says anti-inflammatory guide. Click here. So make sure you download that guide. It's there for you. It's absolutely free. And I just want you to be able to start exploring options, embracing options, sleep hygiene, getting in 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Yo, let the belly hang, let the belly hang, let the belly hang, let the belly hang. Stress management, reducing the tension that's in your body. Most of the time, we don't know that we're carrying a lot of tension and energy and holding tightness. So do some body scans throughout the day. Drop your shoulders. Let your belly hang. Loosen those cheeks. Stress management is key. And then we talk about the foods, herbs, spices, different fruits, different vegetables. If you're consuming meat still, really going on the ones that are of less inflammatory options for you that give you the nutrients that you absolutely need. And so just checking out the different options in regards to fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, and also movement, like move your body. Today I started stretching. So July is going to be a month that I'm committed to stretching every single day of the month. I am continuing to adopt healthy habits every single day, every single month into my wellness routine, and embracing different things and see how my body responds to it, because it is a journey. It's my healing. It's my journey. And so I want you to make sure that you're getting in some form of movement, whether it's stretching, whether it's walking, even if it's stretching your mind and you're reading a book. I want you to think about movement. So it's my M to the third degree healing empowerment formula: mindset, mindful eating, and movement. If you're looking for a healthy habits and lifestyle coach, you can click on the link in the description of this video as well and let me know how I can help you, how I can support you. So if I could help you reduce chronic pain, help you manage your stress, and encourage and empower you to move, would you let me? If so, click the link in the description of this video so we can connect. I can learn a little bit more about you and how I could support you on your own healing journey, because it's going to look different than mine, because it is yours. It is absolutely yours. And if you want to support the brand, get some merch, or even if you want to get like a hot water bottle, a yoga mat, a shirt that says, hey, thanks for vibing with me, y'all, you can get it. The link is in the description of this video as well. Get some merch. Support this minority Black owned business that's all about nourishing and flourishing so we can live an empowered life. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives mukbang segment called Nourish and Flourish Vibes. You'll see what I did there. You see what I did there? Thank you for vibing with me, y'all. I love you. I thank you. But most importantly, keep being intentional about being intentional. I'm out. But before I go, listen to Kira. She got something to tell you. She got something to tell you. She got something to tell you. And it's not just let your body hang, let your belly hang and do your body scan. But I got something for you.
I recently was diagnosed with PCOS and really confused and just trying to figure out exactly what I needed to do, but also highly motivated to ensure that it was not something that was a diagnosis, but something that I could truly work through and overcome, because I am a overcomer and have the victory in Jesus' name. Met JoJo through a group that we are in together, and she instantly asked if she wanted to be my accountability partner. I was very highly acceptable of anything I needed to be able to get on a good journey. I had done a ton of research, looking at vitamins, what foods I need to eat.
Y'all, that's Kira. That is Kira. Accountability partner. Accountability is a big thing, because guess what? You can do this. You just have to have the right support. And I'm here to support you as well as my community members. Again, thanks for vibing with me, y'all. Be easy.